Good morning, everybody. This is Martin John, and we are talking about the Tao. That's right, it is a Friday. That means I will not be talking to you for a couple days, and I may not be talking to you until Wednesday. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I am looking at being in New York for a couple days, so I may be missing Monday and Tuesday's Tao of the day, but whether I do it or not, I'm with you in heart. So if you have a number between 1 and 81, kind of on the tip of your tongue, why don't you join me and we can talk about the Tao Te Ching. So the Tao Te Ching is an ancient text written about 600 BCE. I utilize a translation by Stephen Mitchell, which was translated in 1988. It's really kind of the quintessential translation of the Tao Te Ching. There are a couple translations that he did that I'm not too sure of, but still love the translation. And the Tao Te Ching translates to the canon of reason. The canon of reason, meaning like this is the collection of works that will help you live a reasonable life. It is about the way, right? The way forward. Wow, way. And when you move forward, when you live within the way of the Tao, you understand the depths, but understanding the Tao is not being in Tao. And Dr. Rao would come on and remind us of that regularly. And it's important for us to understand that the Tao is what you are. It is not what you attempt to be or what you understand or what you think. It has nothing to do with that. You are the Tao. So no matter what you do in this moment, no matter how you are existing, no matter what you choose. So if you're an addict as I was, you are still fulfilling your role through the Tao because the Tao is you. So no matter what it is you do. And I was talking to someone yesterday who was talking about the idea that we were talking about the idea that murder is okay. It's not such a bad thing. Like, I mean, we are beyond that, I hope, for most of us. But there is a level of consciousness in which murder is okay, which murder is the way forward, which hurting people and being angry and hurting people is their dharma. We have to, the Tao says we want to contemplate their return. We want to watch the turmoil of beings, but contemplate their return. And we had this conversation, and I was talking with him, and we were talking very deeply just about the idea that, like, it isn't about what you understand. It is about your ability to know that, like, it is right that this is happening. And this isn't some religious, like, pie in the sky ideal. This isn't some weird cultish sort of concept of like, oh, you could do whatever you want and da da da. No, I mean, if you have those thoughts, well, then you still have a desire to control things. You still have a desire to have control over others. You have a desire to want others to be a way that they are not. I tell people when they work with me one on one, if you happen to be a murderer, like if that's not if that's what you've chosen to be, but if that is your dharma, then you will leave my offices and you will be a better murderer. But if you are not a murderer and you're going out and hurting people and stuff, like, well, then you'll leave my offices knowing that, and you will be making moves to be more in line with who you are. I don't ever want to judge you for who you are or what you do. You are open and free to do all that you want. And I want to, and that's what the canon of reason is. It's about being you, not asking other people to change who they are, not asking other people to change how they live. But the Tao says, be you, do your dharma. Don't judge other people. Watch the turmoil of them. Watch their struggle. Contemplate their return. Be present with yourself and be present with all that you are. So if anybody has a number between 1 and 81, so this is the Tao Te Ching, but this is Tao of the day. We look at, not study. I mean, I guess we can say we study. We look at the Tao Te Ching. You pick a number, and when you pick that number, we'll go and we'll read that chapter. Because no one's coming up, I'm going to read chapter 10, and we'll go through chapter 10 together. And if anybody wants to come up and pick a number, I would happily, take a break from number 10 and look at another number. Oh, we do have someone coming up. Her Majesty Abby. Her Majesty, it's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Oh, I am amazing. I'm doing well. Thank you very much. How are you?
I am beautiful. I'm going to be traveling to New York tomorrow
Woohoo!
to visit my girlfriend Andy, and she and I are going to spend the weekend together. And she's
Oh,
launching a new program, so I'm going to support her in any way that I can. And
oh my,
you
fun
know,
times, fun
yeah, just
times.
it's always nice when I get the opportunity to be a good
Mhm.
boyfriend.
Yay! Good. I hope you get more of those opportunities. It's very nice.
Yeah, it, it's always such a nice thing to be able to really embrace the role of a
Yes.
boyfriend. It's like, oh, I can
Yes.
come out and I can go get us food, and I can, massage you, and I
Yeah.
can make sure that you're feeling
Yeah.
good, and
Yeah.
yep, you got a program, and I'm supporting it, and that's what.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Yeah.
in turns it takes care of you also. So it's a whole package, you know. It's a whole package.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is, and it's such a beautiful, just such a
Hmm.
beautiful, like
Hmm.
to be in relationship. That's
Yes.
a beautiful.
Yes. 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 Anytime I think of relationship, I think of something like a circle. It's like it goes around, comes around. It's like
Yeah.
it's the same. It's just a circle.
That's right.
Just a
That's right.
circle.
It's always,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's. I always kind of feel like after every relationship I have, like the person that I'm going to be with next has to be better, and like the relationship
Yes.
has to be better than, and I have to love in a deeper way, and I get to learn
Yes.
how to do that, and so
Yes.
it's beautiful to be in that place. But
It is. It is. It
so
is.
here we are
Well,
with Downs.
yes. So my number is 73.
73. Off we go.
Uh,
The Tao is always at ease. It overcomes without competing,
mm,
answers without speaking a word, arrives without being summoned, and accomplishes without a plan. Its net covers the whole universe, and although its meshes are wide, it doesn't let a thing slip through.
mm, wow. Hmm.
So,
Yes.
this one had always, it was like before I read the Tao,
Yeah.
I was told, don't forget you're being held, right? And it wasn't that I was being held by somebody, but it was that I was being held. Like, we're all being held. We're all being, I mean, I don't want to say it again, but we're all being held in this place of we're being loved.
Hmm.
And I look at this line, and although its meshes are wide, it doesn't let us things slip through. It's like sometimes, when you're a kid, you think you're going to do something and your mom won't notice.
Yeah.
And then like somehow she's like, "Don't do that." And you're like, "Well,
Right.
how did she know?"
Yeah.
It's like you're always being watched, even though maybe
Mm,
you think you're getting away with something. It's like we have to remember that we're being allowed to get away with it.
yeah. Does it also means almost like how people say what will be will be? does this particular doubt say? I mean, that's what I'm getting, that what will be will be.
Yeah.
You just do what you have to do at that moment, and what will be will be.
Yeah, it's interesting as
Hmm.
we start to look at this a whole, you
Hmm.
know, it overcomes without competing, answers without speaking, arrives without being summoned, and accomplishes without a plan. So the Tao is doing that. It's doing that
Yeah.
through us.
Hmm.
And it was funny, like I was talking with Andy yesterday, and we were talking about this idea of like making plans. Like she doesn't
Hmm.
like to make plans, and I just kind of put targets out there as plans. and
Right.
and it's like, and when I read accomplishes without a plan, I couldn't help but realize that, like, oh, i don't I don't I can
Hmm.
make a plan, but what's going to be accomplished is something else.
Hmm.
Like you said, what will be will be. And it
Hmm.
doesn't have to be what you think it's going to be. It
Right.
doesn't have to be how you predicted it to be.
Hmm. Yeah.
And this whole thing, if we were to recognize that we are the Tao, the first line starts, the Tao is always at ease.
At ease.
Can we
Mm.
achieve that, right? Like
Yeah.
that's so hard to be able to just always be at ease. We can be at ease here and there,
Hmm.
but
To
to all
always be at ease. Yeah.
imagine what that would be like. Meaning, you don't care if
Yeah.
you're broke, you don't
Hmm.
care if your
Hmm.
partner's breaking up with you, you don't care. And it's not that you don't care, but it's like
Yeah.
you're
What can
not
you do?
worried about it.
Right? What you gonna do?
Right. What is it you're going to do?
Yeah.
How are you going to, and if you could always be at ease,
Yeah.
then you can overcome anything that's in your way without trying to compete with it.
Yeah.
You can overcome the economic model just
Hmm.
by being at ease.
Yeah. Sometimes I realize that, you know, when I am applying force to try and get something done, I realize that I am actually putting out a resistance against my goal.
That's right.
So, for instance, if I'm in desperate need of, I'm not, I'm just saying, universe, I'm in
Yeah.
desperate need of money, and I'm doing everything in this. I realize that almost like the more I look, the more I tug and pull, the more I put a resistance and a concrete against my wish.
Yeah. The Tao is always at ease. It's almost like,
Ah,
if you can find it in you. See, that's the thing. When
mhm.
we try to let go,
Yeah.
to really not be in control,
Hmm.
we we get afraid that it won't come
Yeah.
because we're not trying.
Yeah.
And that's what we were fooled into believing.
Yeah. A typical example. Let's say you fall in love with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and then you are expecting him to call you.
That's that
You
yeah,
are in so much expectation and expected. They never calls until you're like whatever, and then here it go, cring cring.
that's right.
It's like so. I think that
That's interesting. That's about
yeah,
grasping, right? This is
yeah,
this is this is about, in the long game, this is about what will be. But I think we're
yeah.
looking at grasping. I think we're looking at this idea that what you're saying is like, you want, you want, you want,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
if you stopped wanting, you would receive.
Yeah.
The Tao is always at ease. It overcomes without competing, answers without speaking a word.
Mhm.
This arrives without being summoned.
Yeah.
Like, you're constantly summoning that financial end, right? Like, I want, I want,
Mhm.
I want. Come, come,
Mhm.
come to me, come to me. But it
Yeah.
arrives without being summoned.
Yeah.
and it accomplishes without a plan. Our plans of making more money, our plans of being successful, our plans of getting more clients, or whatever it is we're doing. Like these are the
Mhm.
things that I work on, right? Like,
Right.
but if we can accomplish those things without a plan, by just letting go, by just letting ourselves be at ease, like how can we be at ease right now and just receive from the universe?
I
Just
know.
receive, like how can we be like, okay, what gift is the universe giving me at this moment, and can I
Yeah.
receive that gift?
Yeah. I'll tell you one an experience I'm having currently. And I just moved my business into a new location, a better location, and I told myself I'm not even going to put up a sign.
Mm-hmm.
When people need me, they will find me. And
Yeah.
you have no idea how, oh, I'm not advertising, but you have no idea how this is working. And I sat yesterday and I thought about it. I'm like, wow, you know, when you throw things out there and you tell whoever your higher power is, this is what I just leave it, let it go, let it breathe, just let it go,
Yes.
and things just falls in place, and it's amazing. And I'm still not putting up a sign. I'm still not
Yeah.
putting up a sign
Just
because it's
whatever,
working.
whatever is most delicious to
Yeah,
you at this moment,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
whatever it is that you can just sink your
Mm-hmm.
teeth into and be like,
Yes,
I am here and I
yes,
trust that. And it's
yes.
not even about trust, because if you trust, if
Mm.
even the act of trusting means that there is a possibility that things will go awry. So
Mm-hmm.
don't
Mm-hmm.
even trust, just
And
be here,
trust.
right? The
Yeah.
Tao is always at ease. It says it like,
Yeah.
it's not saying you trust, it's not saying you
Mm-hmm.
believe, it's not saying anything. It's just always at ease. So
Yeah. Yeah.
relax, girl. Like
Relax.
just like this is where you are. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily relax and do what you've always done. That means
Yeah.
relax and find out what is the most delicious thing you can do at this moment.
Yeah. Right.
Its net covers the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
And though its meshes are wide, it doesn't let a thing slip through. This one always says to me, you're being held.
Yeah.
You are being held, you are being guided, you will not be forgotten. That's
No.
one of my things sometimes, like, me, someone who is probably the most unforgettable person that I've ever encountered, right? Like me.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
Mm-hmm.
and I worry sometimes about being forgotten.
No.
And it's like, and the universe is not going to forget me,
No.
you know. And I
No.
got to remember
Never.
that as I'm building my work, as I'm doing my stuff, as I'm building all of this, like I have to remember
Yeah.
I'm not going to be
Yeah.
forgotten. Out of all the people
No.
in the world, I will not be forgotten.
I exactly. And I think that's deep within us. We know these things. However, we are not able to constantly remind ourselves.
It's hard.
There has to be a way to constantly remind ourselves that you just be and let the universe do the work. And for me, one thing I use to remind myself constantly when I get to that point where I feel like I am throwing out more force, I always take my car and go and drive in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Just that is I do. That's a constant reminder. I'm like, you know what? Listen, I don't know my way. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next few minutes. Why am
Yeah.
I pulling and tagging so hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we just have to have that thing that constantly reminds us, that ritual that constantly reminds us to know that we will not be forgotten.
Yes. We are being
Yeah,
held and we are being guided, and we have to just trust that, like, those thoughts we
yeah,
have, even the ones that stress us out, they're there for a reason. Let's look at them. Let's examine them. Let's quiet them
yes,
down. Let's be
yes,
calm. Let's be present. Let's be
yes.
here and love this moment, because that's all we got.
That's all we got. That's all. That's
That's
all we
right.
got. That's all we got. Wow, Martin John, I always, always, always enjoy you, and
Yeah.
I always look forward to this moment.
I love connecting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
so
if you ever wanted me to like send you the text or anything like that, you
Yes,
shoot me a message on Instagram or
I
whatnot, and we'll connect.
I will. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a
And
wonderful weekend, love.
you too. Thank you. Okay.
All right, we're gonna bring Lois up. Lois has been patient in the queue. I appreciate you. Hello, my dear.
Wow,
How?
I got in there.
Yeah, like I'm coming on early because I got to pick my mom up from the airport today. So I'm doing a nice very early, and it is like 4:30 out by you, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm getting up early because I need to take my dog for a walk before it starts getting too damn hot, and I need to work on my IRS crap. No,
Oh man,
crap. Stop calling it crap. It's not
that's
crap
right.
because they owe me, and I just got to go and prove my identity because I moved and they said I committed somebody committed fraud on me because it's two different addresses,
Oh, I see.
and I
Yeah.
have to walk in, but I can't get an appointment, so that's why I got to be on the phone,
How,
hold. So
how hot's it gonna get today?
today is supposed to be 109 again.
Holy
Yesterday
hell, girl.
and 10, but I did not go out there. That's why I'm gonna mail this book. I got to go out today because this day is my dance day, and then I got to walk the dog. So since I got to go out today, I'm gonna go to the post office, do all this stuff. I got stuff to do for other people. That's what's
All
wrong.
right.
So I had to get up a little early too. Um,
Okay.
and that's I'm gonna get your book out to you. And I don't have the number, Martin. You gotta
You
tell
don't
me,
have a number one. I don't. All right. I just as soon as you
what
said
do
that,
you feel?
I glanced at 71.
Okay, sounds good to me.
If you know what you don't know, you're doing great. If you don't know what you don't know, you're sick. The only way to get rid of sickness is to be sick of it. The masters aren't sick because they got sick of being sick.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, like this is, sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, buddy. That's why I laughed.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Because I had to get there. I had to get to being sick and tired of being sick and tired. But then I didn't realize all that time I was sick and tired, I was telling myself stuff make me sick. Oh, they make me so sick. They make me so
That's right.
okay. I said foolish things. I said a lot of foolish things because I didn't know I was making my reality by the words I was saying. So yes. I
I also want to bring this up just real quick, like when we like let's see if we can bring this around to your IRS being crap.
okay.
If you
Well, it's not
know,
crap. I said the wrong word. I
oh, I know, but
check
it came
myself on
out. Come on.
because I'm like, wait, no, hold. I mean, I this is the third time I'm gonna be trying. Today is the third time. That's why I'm getting up extra early,
Yeah.
doing did my exercise. I'm getting dressed, and I'm gonna get the dog her exercise, and then I'm gonna come back and start early. So it's
And
not.
this is the thing. If you know what you don't know, you're doing great. And like you're here and you are knowing that this is like you're not approaching this as like I know you're saying it's your third time, but you're saying let's do it again. Like
Yeah,
this is a new experience. We're
yeah,
gonna come into this with a new experience today. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna walk my dog, and I know it's gonna be hot today, and I gotta go out, and that's okay. And like we're gonna see this. If you know what you don't know, and you don't know what today has to offer,
no, I don't. Mm-mm.
you're doing great. If you don't know what you don't know, you're sick. And that means if you don't recognize, if you think you know something, and that's like the way this is phrased could be confusing, but if you don't know what you don't know, you're sick. Because if you think you know something that you actually don't know, like what your day is going to be,
Yes,
then you're sick. If you don't know, not knowing what you don't know is like when you think that you need, like all those things you said when you were out there, all the stuff that we tell ourselves day in and day out that we know. We
you're
know, like I knew for a fact when I was younger that I was stupid. And I knew that because I was told that from other people. But because I knew that, I didn't know what I didn't know. And I was sick. And that whole
Oh,
time I was sick, and that brought me closer to all of my escape, and my escape brought me into the state of not knowing what I didn't know and thinking I knew something the whole
oh
time.
boy, you better tell it.
Right? I thought I knew. I thought I knew that the way I was escaping was the right way to be. I thought I knew that the way that I was living my life was right. But the thing is the only reason that it felt right was because I didn't feel alone and lost when I was high. I didn't feel alone and lost when I was drunk. I didn't feel alone and lost. Well, I felt that even worse, but I couldn't feel anything. And so I was escaping, trying to think I knew everything. And I never got to the place when I was out there that I didn't know, that I knew that I didn't know stuff. I thought I knew everything. And
Well,
by
I
thinking I knew everything, I was sick. Go on.
when 6, I figured out I didn't know because I thought I knew because I was following what I was told, and I thought I knew if I do this, this is definitely going to happen. If I do, this is going to happen, and
Yep.
and that's why that's what the thing about this IRS for me is that I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm gonna get an appointment today. I don't know if I'm gonna have to do this again. But I'm gonna give it a good old college try. So that's why Lois got her
Yeah.
ass up early in the crack of dawn like she used to when God is saying, "Okay, go do this, go do that," early in the morning. And I know that this is the third time that I'm attempting, and hopefully it'll come out right. And I mean, I'll get the appointment, and if I don't, I'll try again
Yeah.
because they owe me. They owe me a
That's
lot.
right. Yeah.
So I'm not. It's not. Somebody said, "Well, let them chase you, Luis." And I said,
They
"I.
ain't gonna
They,
chase you.
they not gonna chase me. They chase me if I owe them.
That's right.
So I have to, put all that aside and say, okay, regardless of how I feel about waiting on hold and being transferred and transferred and transferred."
Yeah.
That's what happened yesterday. And then waited, got on, finally got in, and then they says, "Oh, I'm sorry, due to the volume of the people that are still waiting, you're gonna have to try another time." Click. I was like,
What?
Martin, I'm
That's right.
laughing now, but yesterday that didn't feel good. Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
I was like, shit, this is the second time. And I said, you know what? I'm not even getting mad about this. I said, I set my alarm to when you it was, when you get up.
Mm.
I'm eternal lock. When you wake up at 4:30, like you always do, you're going to ahead and get up. You're going to get dressed, and since it's going to be a hot day, you'll walk the dog. You'll do all your exercise, do everything, and then by the time you get on the phone with them, your vibration going to be set,
Yeah.
and then it's going to come through. And that's what my belief is for today.
That's
It's
good.
going to come through because I'm starting it differently. I'm not starting it. Oh my God, I gotta call him again.
Yeah.
And that's what it was when I first had to call them because I had to do a whole bunch of stuff before they decided that I need to walk in. And it
And that's interesting. Like if you know what you don't know, like you don't know if they're gonna answer the phone.
no, mm-mm,
Well, if you don't know that, right? If you know that you don't know that, if you're aware of the fact that you don't know if you're gonna get this taken care of today, you don't know,
no.
then you're doing great.
It could be,
If
and the thing is, what's so funny is I call it crap or whatever because when you think of the IRS, I think crap, but I'm
yeah,
gonna stop saying that because if I think they crap, they ain't gonna answer the damn phone.
yeah, why would anyone want to answer the phone to someone who thinks they're crap?
And amen. That's what I said. Like,
That's
when
right.
the first time on the beginning of this call, I said, "Oh shoot, I did it again."
I did
That's
it.
I came to this conclusion yesterday that I
That's
gotta
right.
that my thoughts about them and the changes that I'm going through. I appreciate them because they said they thought it was fraud because I changed addresses.
Yeah.
And I understand because that's a lot of money to to
To be
somebody
just
frauding on me.
sending somebody.
Yeah, exactly. And then I couldn't prove it on a thing because all the addresses were different. They were like, "No, we don't like this."
Yeah.
So I'm like,
If you
"Okay,
don't, and then if you don't know what you don't know, you're sick. And that's the thing. Like even even if you look at the IRS, like they don't know. If you know you don't know, you're doing great. Like they don't know your address.
that's right."
They're doing great.
Yeah, yeah, buddy. And
Like, and
that's
it's
why I said
okay.
I can appreciate them, so I gotta stop saying the crap.
Yeah.
I'm just it's just that's a word that always have been associated. That's like
Hmm.
automatic negative. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So
that's running under the surface, you know.
yes, exactly. And I am very much aware that Lord
Yeah.
is doing this to her because I don't like doing this kind of business. I
No.
usually pass it over to Sharente or my other daughter that's not here anymore.
Mm,
And now I got to do it myself. And I'm thinking,
yeah. You're
I used
being
to do it myself.
challenged.
It ain't, and it's not fun. To me, it's not fun. When I was young, dealing with people that were obstinate or or hard
Hmm.
to work with, man, it was challenge. Hey, I'm gonna get them.
Yeah. It
Like
was like,
I'm
but that
confident.
wasn't, like, but you weren't looking to work with them. You were looking to stick it to them. Like that's the thing. Like we
I
always
like,
like, oh, you're difficult. Like I'm gonna show you how to make it easy.
yeah, if you're gonna do that, let's go, let's go. But see, to me now, it's not like that. It's like, hey,
Right.
I don't, I'm not looking for a challenge or
Yeah, that's right. Why don't you just step it up? Why don't you read some Tao? Like, come
a
on.
I want peace about mine, okay? And this is it, and I have peace about it because I know no matter what's gonna happen, I'm gonna get my money eventually.
That's
Okay,
right. That's right. It's coming.
that's why I said I'm really not worried about it, but I don't like this part of it, and because I know that I don't like this part of it, and I had to figure out why because I'm calling it crap, and
Yeah.
then I'm calling it crap when they owe me money. So let me see,
That's right.
fix this shit, okay?
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I recognize my culpability.
That's
Okay.
right.
In this little ordeal that I've been having for the past few months because I keep putting it down because it frustrates me.
And it's interesting. I look at this next line. The only way to get rid of that sickness is to be sick of it. And you could sit here and you could miss the point, not you personally, but anybody can. This idea that like, oh, well, I'm sick of dealing with the IRS, but it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You have to not be sick of dealing with the IRS, but be sick
Mhm.
of thinking that the IRS is going to
No,
answer your
and
call.
they stop thinking that they crap.
Stop thinking that you know something. Stop thinking that you know their crap. Stop thinking
Oh,
that you
thank you.
know, the thing is it's not being sick of what's happening. It's being sick of thinking that you know something
Yeah.
that you don't. You
Yes.
don't know what the future holds. You don't know what today holds. Now be here.
Yes. And that's
Now.
what I'm doing. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm doing. That's why I'm getting I'm a little up a little. I mean, getting usually I don't get dressed this early unless I have something else to do later. But at this time, I have a purpose.
Yes.
I'm gonna be ready. My attitude is gonna be right, and that's
Right.
why I said, "Oh, Martin John's on this early."
That's right.
Oh, and I just woke up, and then something said, "Look at the phone," and it popped up and says, "Martin John wants you as a guest." I said,
Yes, I
"Okay."
do. Yes, I do.
I said, "Okay."
The masters aren't sick because they got sick of being sick of believing they know shit they don't.
Man, and I know that.
That's the thing.
I don't know nothing. Okay. And somebody, oh no, you stop lying. You know, oh no shit. I learned that no matter how much
Mm,
I've learned,
mm-mm.
there's so much more to learn. Now, if I could tell you how they put this fake hardwood floor together and made it, then I tell you how they made this doggone cubbyhole place, this shelf or this carpet, and then how did they get the fibers and put I can't tell y'all none of this about anything in front of me.
Mm,
So I still don't know a damn thing.
that's right.
I
That's
mean, nothing in front of me, I know how they did it.
that's right. And even when you know how they did it, you don't know how the world created the things, even the idea
Of
to
it.
have that,
Yeah.
like it's all, and how did it catch on, and how did people do it? I mean, we look at the world, and it is so old. Like we are using we use like flatware, and flatware's been around for thousands and thousands of years. We've had
Yeah.
chairs and couches, and food which is cooked by fire, and we have all of these things that are just so millennia old.
Yes.
And then we sit here and we talk to each other on an app that is like my voice is going out into space
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
then coming back to you, and
Mm-hmm.
you're hearing it in
Real
like
time.
live real time.
Real time, man.
Like, this is my voice is going out into space. Now, we can also do that without this app.
Amen.
And if we don't know, then we have to recognize that we don't know.
Right. Right. So I love you, my brother.
Oh,
I'll get that
love you.
you today because I'm like I said, I'm actually going out in this heat.
Yep,
Um,
hit it. And
I'm gonna hit
you take care of yourself today. Good luck with the IRS. I hope they love you
it.
as much as I do.
I love you too, Martin. Thank you.
Have a wonderful weekend,
You
love.
too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay. Well, that was Lois, and we had Her Majesty Abby, some of my faves. If anybody wants to come up and pick a number between 1 and 81, I would love to chat with you about the Tao. So, my name is Martin John. I host the Recover Yourself podcast. I talk all about recovery, us living under the influence of those things around us. If you benefit from the work that I do, definitely consider tipping me through Venmo at @MartinJohn_Garcia. Ashley, how are you today?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I am very well. Has your
Good.
week been good?
Oh yeah, it's been nice and relaxing.
I'm glad to hear that. We are in the summer, and summer is, we are entering summer. Next week, I think we'll actually be enter. We'll find the equinox and all that. So,
Yep.
or it's not the equinox. The solstice will happen next week.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
June 21st.
yeah, the 21st. So another 10 days, 11 days.
I like the
But yeah,
change of seasons.
yes. Where are you at?
I'm in Ontario.
Ontario. So that's
Yeah.
north. So you have deciduous area, right?
Yes. Where are
Yeah.
you?
I'm in Chicago, so I get
Oh,
all four
cool.
seasons. Most
Oh, cool.
days, actually. No, I'm just
Most
kidding.
days. Yeah, right. I've been
But
seeing the
yeah, like
number.
we get leaf changes and all that kind of stuff here.
I
So
like. I've always wanted to go to Chicago during Halloween season, just because I heard you
we
guys
are
have really
yeah
cool
we
like displays and stuff.
awesome for the Halloween time because we put pumpkins like everywhere.
Really?
Like yeah, it's like you go downtown and they're just like out everywhere. Like it's a beautiful like we do really well. I think because there is so many trees in Chicago. When you fly into Chicago, it looks like especially in the summer, it just looks like a forested area with houses popping through, and it's like no, that's a city.
Well,
Downtown's not like that, of course, but
I noticed my friend where he worked, I don't know where exactly he worked, but where he worked downtown, there's like a huge community garden, and ours are kind of off, kind of out of the city. And I
yeah,
noticed his was like right in the middle of it. And I thought that was such a great idea. You could just walk by on your lunch break and
yeah,
grab some food, basically.
yeah.
I thought that was really
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, we have a lot of little parks and stuff. We have a wonderful the lakefront here has been saved like from developers. So the lakefront is a park, and it you can run. I think up and down it's like 20 some odd miles of
Oh, cool.
lakefront, and it's all public lakefront.
Kind of a way to get away from the city in a sense.
Yeah, and like literally be 2 blocks from, the Sears Tower or Willis Tower or, like Michigan Avenue,
That
like
would be amazing. To me, like I like the city. I like, when I don't have a car that, you can do things closer by, but there's something to be said about the country or just wildlife that can't be beat. So that's
yeah.
really important, I think.
And we get the sun coming up over the lake every day. So there's nothing more natural than that, right? The flat horizon because you can't see the other side of the lake. I mean, Lake Michigan's enormous. And so you just have this flat horizon like you're at the ocean, and then the sun comes up over it every morning. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
that'd be gorgeous.
Yeah. Okay, so now we can look at numbers.
Well, I've been seeing the number 4 a lot, so I'm going to choose that, please.
Wonderful. The Tao is like a well, used but never used up. It is like the eternal void filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden, but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. So this one's interesting because, like, what we have is the Tao is like a well used but never used up. It is the eternal void filled with infinite possibilities. That's like the metaphor of what the Tao is,
Mm.
and how we can interact with it. And then it says, it is hidden but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. This one verse, stands out as just being like, we're presenting things. Like it's not telling us about how to interact with it. It is just giving us these inferences. And so I'm, like my sort of like way of like looking at this in this moment with you is to ask, how what in your life do you use of you that has never been used up?
Oh, interesting. Like you mean within myself,
Yeah.
my heart?
Mm.
That's really interesting. I like that though. I think it kind of speaks to the fact that we don't have to have all the answers for everything. We just know that it's there. We don't have to see it. And that it's not something that's going to be taken away, that it's infinitely within us because we are that and it is us. We're
Yeah.
proof of it in a sense. We may not be able to see it technically, but really we can in ourselves if we just let it be part of who we are, like let that part show.
Yeah, and then it says, like you said, like the infinite part of us. It is like the eternal void filled with infinite possibilities. So when you look in your heart, right? And I don't, like everybody I think would define heart a little differently, And
Mm.
so like how you look at your heart and how you look at this which is never used up. I look at, like, even though I might get tired, my ability to connect with people is never used up.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
like I can connect in a way, like even just saying that, I feel like my heart opens a little bit more and I connect with you just a little deeper. Just by
Hmm.
saying that, just by being like, "Oh, yeah, like the infinite like my ability to connect is like a well, used but never used up. Like the eternal void filled with infinite possibilities, the infinite possibilities of connection, the infinite possibilities of who I am and what can be created between me and another person."
I think that also kind of speaks to the fact that, the fact that we cling on to things and try to control things, whether it's relationships or moments or things. And when we know it's infinite, we don't feel a need to control it. We just allow it to, that connection to be. And that makes it stronger because it's what it is.
Yeah, and when you're in your heart, like you were saying, like why do you want to change anything else?
That's
Everything
perfect.
everything here is perfect. Yes, there are things that we can grieve, but then we can offer so much love in those places as well.
And really, we're just grieving it as we know it. It's not like it's really gone anywhere.
Right. And as I was talking with Lois a little bit ago, like when you know what you don't know, when you know that you don't know, you're doing great. And the thing is if there's something to grieve, we don't know everything. We have to recognize we don't know the whole story of anybody, even us. How can we know those points of us that are intuitively guided? Those points of us that we don't know why we're choosing to do this. Like, I
Yeah.
have no idea why I do Tao of the Day every day, like, except that I'm doing it. Like, I could come up with reasons. I can tell you reasons, right? That either have reasons to do with business or reasons to do with, like connecting with people or whatever. But like, I don't know why I started doing it.
At the end of the day, you just do it. That's very true. It's just innately what you do.
Right.
And you just allow you don't need to know why you do it. You just do it.
Yeah. And that's the Tao, right? The Tao is like a well, used but never used up. Like the eternal void filled with infinite possibilities. You can do anything. And we can't limit those possibilities to just things that we think are right or good. We have to allow those possibilities to even move into the dark.
Well, I think that's what allows it to be limitless and
And
have it be like never something that's used up because all possibilities are infinite.
that's right.
That's freaking huge, dude.
Yeah. It is, as this continues, it is hidden but always present. So it is hidden but always present. You know, that's the thing. Like every time I connect with somebody, like I don't see the ability to connect yet. You know, how many times have you met with somebody and been like, "Oh my God, like what are we going to talk about?"
Yeah.
Like you're gonna go meet with someone for coffee and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. You're going there and you're thinking and you're thinking and you're trying, and it's like, whoa, 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 be at ease. You have the Tao within you. If that is it, that's what you use in that. That's what you're going to use in that moment. But it is never going to be used up. So you're never going to run out. You know, this idea that you're going to run out of things to talk about. You're going to run out of love for somebody. You're going to run out. Like that is not possible.
I love that. I think that's really beautiful. You can't run out. It just, I never really thought about it in the sense of, I always think of it as, even though I know it's who we are, I still feel like I still separate it as an entity almost of its own, of its own
Yeah.
factor that we're just sort of connected to. And I have to remember that that goes with our actions as well, in a sense. Like you said, the ability to connect, the ability to love, it doesn't run out. It's just, it's always within us. It's our mind that kind of gets in the way and makes us fear that loss, but that loss isn't even a possibility.
That's right. That's right. And this one wraps up in this really interesting, albeit it might be a little dig. It's interesting. I don't know who gave birth to it. It's older than God. And you know, when I read that, I'm like, you know, God is a thing that we talk about so often in religious sects
Yeah.
that, you know, God always was and all of this. And then we see here that like, oh wait, here's something that's older than God. Here's something that, you know, and I look at God once again in the religious kind of mind frame of being that masculine, being that individual who
Yeah.
wants praise, being that individual who can be hurt,
We've
you know?
humanized him in a sense. Like
Right.
I think in essence the idea could have been that God was in essence the Tao and people
Yeah,
put like a
absolutely.
form to it. But I think because it now does have that form that we've created through it, I almost feel like the Tao is not what created him, but what is him, what's us, what's all of us. So it's
Yeah,
not that it's any bigger or better or that God is lesser or more human. It's just that it literally is just a connection to all of us because it is all of us. We
yeah.
are that.
And it is God as well.
Yeah.
You know, and God is coming from, you know, like I mean if we can look at it as an entity, or if we look at it as us, or if we look at it as the consciousness that is us, right? So it's not an entity, but it is the system under which, you know, within which the universe is, you know, so like that edge of the universe is God, and everything in it creates God, and we do that moment to moment within ourselves and our connections and our hearts and our minds and all of that.
But really the Tao is even if the Tao is infinite, it's even beyond that.
That's
So
right. The
that's
Tao is
the cool
beyond that.
part.
The Tao is that void beyond all of that, that which will receive all things,
Well,
no
like you had
matter what.
said earlier, it's the thing that holds you that is sort
Yes.
of there, right? So it holds everything. That's pretty freaking amazing. I think I needed that today, actually.
Oh, well, I'm so
That's
glad.
pretty perfect.
Yeah. Perfect is what you are.
Aw, thank you.
I appreciate you
Yeah.
coming up, and we will have a great weekend. I got Christina in the queue, and we're gonna switch out.
You too. Take care.
Have a good one. Okay. Hey, buddy.
Hi, friend. How are you?
I am very well, and yourself?
Very good. Well, yes, very good. I'm in it right now.
You're in
And I
it.
don't need to define that. I just am in
Okay.
it.
Okay. Okay. Are you driving?
I am, but you know what, Martin? I can't hear you very well. Is it like,
Oh, I
can
didn't.
you speak into your thing a little bit more? I need to find
I
out if
think
it's
so.
my.
Can is this any better?
Mm,
No,
no, hold on. Maybe
it's
it's my
not.
headphones because I've been looking forward to catching up with you. Hold up, hold up.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me better?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Can you
just
hear
gonna
me
bring you
better?
up closer to my ear.
Oh my God. Is it a
How's
volume? It can't be a volume thing.
I, I don't know what's happening, but
I
I can
don't.
hear you. I can hear you now,
You
so
can hear
that's
me
all that
better?
matters.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I will
yes.
be conscious of how I am speaking into my iPad.
Sorry, of course it's
No,
like a little complicated, but yeah, okay.
it's not complicated. You're in it, and I am here with you.
That's all I need. So,
Yeah, we are here together, and I'm grateful for you coming up. We don't get to interact as much as I would like, but I'm really glad that you're taking the time.
yeah, absolutely. And you guys are going to see more of me. I'm just in the middle of everything, but I do
You're in
miss
it.
you. I feel like it's
Mm.
I don't know, it's like my soul family. So I
Yeah,
just, yeah.
and I don't know if we've ever connected off. I mean, we've connected on Instagram. I'm gonna send you my numbers just so we can be
Yeah,
connected. Just to, like, I don't know
absolutely.
if we've crossed that bridge, but
Yeah,
I can't recall.
you sent me stuff
Are we
on
WhatsApping?
WhatsApp, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but can you send it to Instagram because WhatsApp got like I got major hacked, which I think was
Oh.
intentional. Yes, so that's why I'm
Which was
restarting.
intentional. I would.
I think yeah,
I can't imagine that getting hacked is ever an accident.
is
Like.
right. Isn't that awful? Anyways, so my details with connecting with you, all those numbers that
Oh,
I haven't been
those
able to reach
changed.
out. Yeah, so
Okay.
just send it
I'll
over
yeah,
on Instagram and
yeah.
we'll definitely connect. I've been
Good,
thinking
good.
of you often, so I'm
Mhm.
very proud of you. I've seen all the, like, I feel like you're growing too, bud. I really am very
Well,
happy
thank you.
for
That's
you.
encouraging.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, I will speak truth. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
what I see, so I just thought I'd share. So,
Yeah, there's been a lot of growth. Well, I mean, how long like we've almost been on here for a year now.
yeah, I've been on since November.
Okay, I
Um,
think I got on October.
yeah,
But
yeah.
either but that's a, like we're coming up on anniversaries.
We are. So, but there's certain people on here, and I know that some of them are listening that I feel very connected to, and you're one of them. So I'm
No.
happy to be able to check in and see how things are going, and I'm ready with my number
Hit
as
me.
well.
Yeah.
So I will give you my number today, and it's 64.
64. This is a long one,
Oh, okay.
but it is a lot of sort of repetition.
Okay.
Okay, so going through it line by line is pretty quick.
Okay.
What is rooted is easy to nourish. What is
Mm,
recent is easy to correct. What
mm,
is brittle is easy to break.
mm,
What is small is easy to scatter.
mm.
Prevent trouble before it arises. Put things in order before they exist. The giant pine tree grows from a tiny sprout. The journey of 1,000 miles starts beneath your feet.
Mm,
Rushing into action, you fail. Trying to grasp things, you lose them. Forcing a project to completion, you ruin what was almost ripe. Therefore,
mm,
the master takes action by letting things take their course. He remains
mm,
as calm at the end as at the beginning. He has nothing, thus, he has nothing to lose. When
mm,
he desires, what he desires is non desire. what he learns is to unlearn. He simply reminds people of who they have always been. He cares about nothing but the Tao, thus, he can care for all things.
I have lots to say.
Talk to me.
I okay, so I think what I'm hearing, and it's really interesting because the beginning of this week, I had an intuitive hit that hit at 3 a.m., and I think it's related to this. And it's really about being grounded in who you are, not the material things that you have or what you think you need to strive to be. And the
Hmm.
intuitive hit that came through at 3 a.m. was a message. And it was just like, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Stop getting in your own way. Get out of the way. Let divine do what they're meant to do. And if you believe, it will all fall into place.
Well,
And
it's going to all fall into place whether you believe or not.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the work is already happening.
That's
That
right.
because we're a part of something so much greater.
That's right. That's right.
Right? So it's the message for me, like the things that are meant to fall off will fall off, the brittleness, and but your roots are a part of your core. It's a part of who you are, and believing, I think, from within. And the message when I got it was like so clear that whenever you start getting into that place of angst, or you're trying to figure out the plan and how is it supposed to work, get out of the way. Just let it start to unfold because it's already present, it's already there.
The one line, if we were to choose one that I feel would be the most like telling in this verse, is therefore the master takes action by letting things take their course.
Mm, yes.
Right? Like your action is allowing things to unfold as they will.
Mm-hmm.
That's your action. And if you can take that action, and that doesn't mean just watching things, like sometimes that action means you engage. But
Yes.
but that is something like, but if you're engaging because you are grasping,
Mm-hmm.
then it says, where's the grasping line? Like there is something on here about grasping.
Yeah. Yep.
But like if you're grasping, then you're not allowing things to take their course.
See, it's the same message.
Yeah.
And it's the art of surrender. It's allowing, and especially when you're a certain type of person, it's like taking that human part of you and stepping away from it, right?
Yeah.
Surrendering in, allowing the pieces to fall where they need to fall. Because you're not grasping anymore. You're not trying to attain certain things. You just are.
Yeah, here's that grasping, like rushing into action, you fail.
So
Trying to
good.
trying to grasp things, you lose them.
Mm-hmm.
Forcing a project to completion, you ruin what was almost ripe.
Oh,
And
so good.
so
Yeah.
good, right? Like this
Yeah.
idea that they're like forcing a project to completion, trying to finish something, trying to just get to the end of something, trying to just fill it in rather than allowing things to take their course. You ruin what was almost ripe. It's like here, like one of the great things I love about avocados is I can, put them in a paper bag and wait a day or two, and then they all become ripe, and then I can refrigerate them, right?
Yeah.
But if it's like if I did anything to try and force, like if I just tried to eat them, like it would be such a horrible experience. Like right,
So
like
good. This is
peeling an unripe avocado doesn't only make the avocado not delicious.
mm,
It's like it makes the whole experience a fucking shit show.
yeah. It's so true. It's so true. Yes. This is
This
like
is all
on
about
point.
eating avocado.
This this is on point. It's like it use the avocado as an example because it can apply to all parts of your life. It can be if you're forcing a relationship, like
Yeah.
you're not gonna get the full flavor, the full experience if you're forcing it because you might actually scare it off, right?
That
Or
that's a poignant thing to say.
no,
I'm
no,
I'm
no, I'm not.
I mean, no, it is because like I'm entering a relationship. Like Andy Scarantino here and I have been Like I scared her off early on because I was grasping.
Interesting.
And now we're back together, and I'm not grasping, and she's grown, I've grown. There's been a lot of growth over the last 6 months, so
Beautiful.
it's been a beautiful sort of thing, and that was, like that everything that happened needed to happen, and we just let those things take their course. But as they were taking their course, we went ahead and did our work,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
The master takes actions by letting things take their course, and when that sadness came in, or when that frustration came in for me, like I was able to look at me, and that's my work, and that's what
Yep.
I did. Like I let the world like teach me. I learned, what is rooted is easy to nourish. I am a rooted individual, and
Yes.
when I have a lesson, like I can nourish that lesson, and I can be in that space. And what is
Yes.
recent is easy to correct, and what is brittle is easy to break. And so you don't create something that's brittle. You don't create something that's easy to scatter.
Well, and brittle, you can't build a foundation off of brittle,
Right.
right? That actually needs to break away in order for you to have a solid foundation,
Yeah.
right? So
Yep.
it's a powerful one, and it's so on point. And even like it can apply to avocados, relationships, careers, anything that you're really thinking that you want. Sometimes, like you said, those individuals or those pieces need to do the work in order to be in the right place at the right time for it to unfold the way it's meant to unfold. It's divine timing.
That's right.
Wow. So
Yeah. So that's a good one.
yeah, so I'm really loving the insight. I'm going to reflect on that for the rest of my drive, and I think it's just on point considering I got that message loud and clear. It was actually really crazy how loud and clear it was. I heard a very clear voice at 3 a.m. around getting out of the way, and because we are the ones that can mess it all up.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful. Well, have a
that's
wonderful drive.
thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking me up, and thanks for
Yeah.
sharing today.
Yeah. Oh, love you. Have a wonderful day. I,
Okay.
I'm.
Well,
I just found out that like I forgot something that I have to go run and do.
oh
Like
no.
so,
Okay.
so
Okay.
all
Fine.
of a sudden I was like, oh shit. Like that's
Okay.
why I kind of separated. My
I,
bad.
I was
Love
like,
you.
Martin,
We'll
what
be in
happened
touch.
to you? I thought we were connecting.
Yeah,
I'm
we
like, you
were, and
just.
then I found out that like I came on early so I can pick my mom up for the airport, and she
Oh.
just landed,
Oh my
and I was
God.
like,
Okay.
whoops, I had that wrong in my calendar.
Okay. Okay.
All
Sending
right,
you much love.
thank
Talk
you.
to you later.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody, I gotta cut out real quick. So until next time, keep recovering yourself.